Hi guys, this tutorial is about how to add a swap partition, a swap memory in Centos7 and RHEL7. Swap is a kind of virtual memory or a virtual RAM. By adding a swap, there is a formula. You can follow the same that depends upon the RAM, your available RAM with your system. If your RAM has 4 GB space, your swap size can be 2 times of the RAM. That is first. Second, if your RAM has 4 to 8 GB of space, then you can have swap space of 1.5 into RAM, right? And third is if you have 8 GB and above RAM, 8 GB and above, your swap size can be equal to the RAM. Now in this video we'll increase the size of our swap. Note that the steps of adding a new swap and increasing the swap are same, just a little bit of difference. I'll show you. Let's start. Open a terminal and run lsblk. First of all, we have to create a partition. We can create a partition with parted command. In the secondary hard disk we have space, so we can select our secondary hard disk from here and run this command. Run print free to check how much free space we have available with our disk. To create a partition, run mkpart primary. Now it will ask for file system type. Please note that we have to give Linux-swap file system type here. Start point, you can see my free space is from 5000 MB to 10.7 GB, so my start point probably would be 5000 MB, and I want to increase my swap up to 1 GB, so I'll give 6000 MB, or let's say 6050 MB. Let's take a little bit more so that it will show, it will become the exact required size of 1 GB. Ignore this warning. Now run print free. You can see that you have created a partition of primary partition of file system type Linux swap, and which has the size of 1050 MB, correct? Quit from parted utility. Now run lsblk. You can see that you have left 1001.4 MB in the SDB2 partition that we have created here. Now we need to format this with mkswap command, like this: mkswap space hyphen capital L. Capital L is a label, we can give a label. So we can give a label, suppose this is swap 2 slash dev slash sdb2, which is the partition we have created. Enter. It is now formatted with the mk swap, with the swap part with the mk swap utility. Now you have to mount it in order to use the swap partition. Run free -m to check how much swap space currently we have. You can see 2048 of total MBs we have in swap. Now to use a new swap partition, we have to mount and make an entry in the FS tab. You can use this path to mount the swap partition, or the label here that you have given, or the universal ID, but it is recommended that you use UUID, that is universal ID of this partition, because it never changes even after reboot, and it will change only once it is formatted. So copy your universal ID from here and make an entry in the FS tab. What to mount? We have given our UUID. Tab. Where to mount? We will mount it on swap, which is predefined, and again swap, which is the file system type. Tab defaults, tab 0 space 0, escape, colon, save and quit. Now to mount it, we will run swap on -a. Now check the swap space with this command, free space -m. Now previously we were having 2 GB 2000 MB of swap space. Now it is showing 3050 MB. It is now increased by 1 GB around. And swap on -s command shows you the path of the hard disk from where our swap space is created. You can see here that sd/dev/sda1 is the partition from primary hard disk, secondary partition, and secondary hard disk, secondary partition. And to unmount it, we can run swap off and the path. To unmount any swap partition, we can run swap off space /dev/ the path of the partition /dev. Suppose we want to unmount the newly created swap partition sdb2. Now check free space -m. It is again 2048 MB. Again swap on -s, swap on -a. That's it. Thank you. Thanks for watching.